Hi, you want to share with us your name and a little bit about what recovery means to you?
My name's Ernie Cavallo, and recovery means to me that I get to keep a family, keep a home, um, and just keep on living a straight, narrow path. My mental illness is a little hard. It's very scary, and it starts pretty much like this. Sometimes I'm very sensitive, and if somebody were to say something to me, I dwell on their answer, and it gets bigger as it goes, like from an anthill to a mountain. And what happens is I analyze what they said, and I take the negative sides of it and let it grow. And what happens is I go through levels of psychotic. I start thinking negative of that person. Then I start adding to the conversation that we've had, and which turns into fear, and then which turns into panic, and these are the levels that are happening, and then it turns into if you go way up high, it could turn into a psychotic. And what happened to me at one time is just briefly that I thought that one of these episodes happened, and it ended up happening with my wife, and I thought my wife was going to try to kill me. Now, thank God I am a runner, because I ran, and I ran to the police station, and I told them that my wife was trying to kill me, and so they brought me back to the house, and seeing there was nothing wrong, so I called the police on the police, and I thought the policeman was involved with it, and where I live, they had no help for somebody like me. They didn't have no beds or anything, so they bounced me around from little hospitals and brought me back to my wife, which was the worst thing. And my wife had to drive me to Missouri, and the whole time I thought that there were people going to come out of the trunk through the back seat and stab me in the back, and I couldn't trust my wife at the time. She's the one driving me to the hospital. And I couldn't trust the police, because I thought they were involved for bringing me back to my house, which I thought my wife was going to kill me. And so about 4 blocks before the hospital, I jumped out.
Go ahead,
Okay,
if it's all right.
it's okay.
Or we can pause if you want.
No, that's fine. 4 blocks before the hospital, I jumped out of a moving vehicle, and I went into the hospital, and they put me in Missouri Freeman's Hospital, and in order for these things to stop, is I have to catch it at that level before fear, panic, and then psychotic. So anything that is said to me or asked of me, or the way somebody talks to me or use their hand motions, I yet have to in return approach them and ask them a few questions like, was that derogatory towards me? So I have to ensure myself everywhere I go. And that takes therapist training and a lot of groundwork on my behalf. And because these psychotic things could escalate into the same situations, and so I need a lot of help with this, the right medications and the right doctors, and I got to have a plan for this could happen at any time. And if I don't have a plan in motion, then who knows, I could be racing down the street in my car, running away from somebody trying to kill me, or I could cause an accident, or I could hurt myself. And so the part of the county that we live in is Cherokee County, and they're not facilitated for somebody like me, or others in my same situation. There's no beds, there's no nothing. So it's just hard. It's hard living. Anybody that lives in this area, you know, because of tornadoes, has a plan for tornadoes, and I've got the same thing. I've got a tornado inside me, and that needs a lot of help.
Okay. You've covered a lot of our questions. Is there anything you would like to say about other things that have been helpful in your recovery, or?
What I think has been mainly helpful is therapy sessions and group sessions, only because I learned to, instead of holding all these thoughts inside me, I learned to approach the person that these thoughts are starting to build on and discuss. And it's really not as bad as it seems, but I just make it that way. And without that knowledge, or without me doing that, I'm in big trouble. You know?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Okay. How many recovery conferences have you been to?
This is actually my first one.
Yeah?
Yeah. I was invited to the Riverton. That's where our group is from, Riverton, Kansas. And I went to a advocacy day, and I talked to the senators and told them my story. I guess there's a lot of help going to Riverton because of beds and everything like that. So hopefully they can continue, or the senators and the legislators actually stay true to what they said, because it's not just me, you know. There are many others with similar problems and similar situations that are in trouble.
Any final thoughts on the recovery conference, or on recovery in general?
Well, the recovery conference changed my way of looking at myself and others with disabilities, because when you think of disabilities and you think of depression, you think of a negative side of it, people just moping around, you know. And what I got to see at this recovery conference was completely different. Looks and actions can be very deceiving. I've seen people really happy, really proud, and really serious about recovery and about their community, especially helping others. That's what I got to see here, is how important helping others was, because if you don't help others, who's going to help you? You know, those others are the people that first started helping you. So I guess it's kind of like we kind of owe it throughout the years, how much help did I get? Where did that come from? People who cared. So in return, I guess I owe that back just as well. That makes sense.
Yeah, yeah. Well, Ernie, it's just been a pleasure hearing your story, and it sounds like it's a constant struggle, but you're making progress, and we wish you well in your recovery, and hope to see you back at the recovery conference next year.
Okay.
Thank you. You have a good day.
Yep.